Yeah.
Okay. Apparently it's my night to have issues.
Okay. That should work now.
Coco. Where are you going?
Wait, who is this person?
That's me.
Do what?
That's me that just joined.
Oh, no, I was talking about the person that just joined the.
Oh.
Oh goodness, I got behind. Hi.
All right, we're back. Oh goodness.
Who is it, Cox? Who is it? Coco. Hey, Cox, come here.
I'll let a few more people get in here. I'm still trying to let people in. I think I've let all of the people in the. There's another one. What, Lily? What you want?
Are we supposed to mute or not?
Oh, I don't care.
Okay.
Oh goodness, shark. All right. If you want to join the Kahoot, I'm gonna give it about until 8:10 my time. I don't know what everyone else's time is. So like within the next minute. If you don't want to
You hear squeak squeak?
do the Kahoot, then you do not have to.
You hear squeak squeak? Did you hear squeaky? Move it. Coco. What's this? Huh?
EB is looking for Coco's toy.
Yeah, I heard somebody squeaking and she just jumped all over everything to get this toy. So this is her other toy right now.
Okay. I am starting the Kahoots.
I think Cindy was just about to come.
Okay, I'll stop it. 1 second. I gotta figure out how.
She said she was just getting snacks.
Oh no, we're not doing this. Okay, we're going back. We're leaving the page.
Okay, sorry, I'll tell her.
Okay, everyone. Okay, we'll just have to rejoin because I don't want to leave anybody out. If we're just not gonna get in.
Stop. Don't talk
I
back.
told her we were waiting for her.
No talking back.
There's so much sass going on over there.
I'm telling you, she talks back all the time. Hey,
So I know quite a few of you guys from last time.
Yeah, we should go around and like introduce everyone. I know we have our nicknames or
Yeah.
on there, but yeah, we should all say
we're gonna have to mute the chat because of you.
Okay. I'll start. I'm Callie. I am Lily and Lottie's mom. We're from Kentucky, so boring. Whatever.
all right, well, I'm Holly. I am BB's mom, and I will pass it to Kayla. Oh, and we live in Wisconsin. Also boring. Pass it to Kayla.
Thanks, Holly. I'm Kayla. I am. You hear me? Okay. Okay, cool. I'm Kayla. I have Dobby and Iris, and we're in super exciting Denver, Colorado.
That's a lot more fun than Kentucky.
Except our weather's always a mess, so.
No, our weather's always a mess too. Don't feel bad.
I'm
I guess
Nicole. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, it's okay. I wasn't sure what order we're going in.
Yeah, just when you're done, just pass it to somebody random.
Okay. Janina, nickname's Nina, and I have Mr. Broly. I wasn't here last time, but he's a mata Bronies.
Hello.
And I am in Miami, Florida. So
Lucky.
fun. No. No. It's whatever you think Miami is not where I live. I live closer to the homesteads.
Oh,
Closer to
okay.
the homesteads. So no. Not beaches, no parties, no clubbing. Okay, so Nicole, sorry, as I cut you off.
Oh, it's okay. I'm Nicole. I'm Coco Chanel's mom, little Miss Thing. We're from Houston, Texas, and that's about it.
Who else is on here?
I'll pop in. I'm Delaney, Fritzy's mom. We are from Iowa.
Hey.
Awesome. I'll pop in. Piper's not over here. If I call her, maybe she'll come. But I am Caitlin. I'm Piper's mom. We are also from Wisconsin.
I can go next. I'm Gwen. I'm Hans's mom. He's in his crate again because he couldn't control himself. I'm from Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Ooh, North Carolina.
And I'm Melissa, and here's Maple.
I miss Maple.
She's eating her little dental treat. And we live in Kansas City.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, John.
Oh, perfect. Hey, what's up? So I'm John. I'm Ava May's little dad, and this is Ava. I don't know if y'all can see me or her.
Ava.
You can see? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
We live in Huntsville, Alabama.
Also pretty fun.
Perfect. Hey, hey, just real quick, what are we doing on this? I worked late and I saw this little app and link to get in. So are we doing games or?
So we're gonna start off with a Kahoot. I don't know if you've ever used Kahoot before.
No. And I noticed
kind
there's
of
no
a-
other males in this chat. So Are y'all good with
Well,
that or
we're
what?
we're very welcoming, or at least
Okay,
I am.
perfect.
I don't know about anybody.
Too.
Are you okay with
In the
that?
background.
Dog dads are welcome also.
Beautiful.
But so we're gonna start off with this Kahoot. It's kind of just a fun about dachshunds and stuff. But then we're gonna do watermelon marks. I think we're starting with the paparita. So very fur baby friendly. And then we're gonna go into the human version. With tequila or vodka or whatever you got in the house. So
Perfect, because I'm
Whatever
boozy. I'm boozy when it comes to tequila, so my bottles are not cheap. So
well,
I'll be
I went
happy.
to the
I'll be
grocery store just to
great.
buy a new bottle. So
God, I have to import mine from Vegas. I moved to Alabama from Vegas not too long ago. So the stuff that I want, I have to get someone to ship me my bottles. So
goodness.
yeah. So this is my last big purchase right here. I know we're not doing adults yet, but
Okay. Looks fancy.
yeah, all good stuff. I don't know if y'all can see that. I can't tell what y'all can and can't see. So anyways, all right, continue. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Hey, be nice. I'm gonna go ahead and start the Kahoot as long as everybody's good with that. Is everybody here that wants to participate?
Yeah, did everybody say hello? I think Cindy, you didn't say hello.
I didn't say hi yet. Hi,
Oh, Cindy,
Cindy.
you're hiding.
Showing up late,
Spring-
not introducing herself. It's fine. It's fine.
Holly wants to let
With it. Sprinkles is here. Pepper's on the floor. She's already done. So
Okay, thanks for waiting. Okay, you can go on the floor. Hi. Right.
Okay, I think we're good now. Just wanted to
Okay.
make sure everyone said hello.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I'm gonna start this. Don't feel bad if you don't know some of them, because I didn't know some of them also. Most of them aren't Cinco de Mayo related. I don't think there's any Cinco de Mayo related ones. They're all about dachshunds. And I pulled pictures from y'all's Instagrams, so
No, mine's not coming. No. Okay, there we go.
the plan is how long is the world's longest dachshund?
Oh, the longest. I should have read that better.
Listen, I was super surprised by this. Of course, it's a standard dachshund that's this long, but I feel like this is really, really big for us.
That's
Hans
really
is 24 inches, so I assumed that he wasn't near the longest.
Hans is a long boy.
Do I? I'm sorry. Do I need to log in on a computer for this?
Oh, you can do it on your phone, but if you're using your phone for the
Yes, ma'am.
chat, you won't be able to do both. So you can just guess along.
Perfect. Because I was definitely clicking on the screen and nothing was happening. Okay, I got it.
It's a separate app.
Perfect. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Of course. Okay, we're going to the next question. Oh, wait. Gwen and Hans are in first, followed by Kayla. All right. Question to you. What is the most common dachshund coloring? I got mixed results for this, so.
Me and my friend just had a discrepancy about this too, so I'm interested to see what you have.
Coco, stop.
Well, I will say there's two different answers on this because it was very controversial, obviously.
That's exactly what me and my friend were debating. She's got a black and tan, and Piper's supposed to be chocolate, but she's red.
I always say they're red.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I always
think
see red.
black
It's more
and
black
tan, but here in Kentucky, I don't know anywhere else, but here in Kentucky, there's a ton of black and tan.
Yeah, I feel like black and tan is like the classic, but there are a lot of red out there too. So
Yeah, there are for sure.
There's
Black and
definitely more
I
black and tan here.
One of our new neighbors is actually a pure red.
Everyone thinks Hans is just really old because his coloring is lighter.
You're like, no, he is a black and cream. He is so fucking cute. So
Oh, cute. Stop.
I would love a black and cream.
That
But
was actually what I wanted to get.
well, Lottie kind of looks like a black and cream. She's losing her color. So
I wanted a red, and then I saw Piper and she was chocolate, and I was like,
close
gonna
enough.
have to do. And then she just turned red, so I was like, okay.
well, she matches you with your pretty red hair. So
Yeah, she grew into it. She definitely did.
Gwen and Hans are still in first. See, more people are getting on the board now, though.
Oh, I know this. Why won't I come up quick?
Y'all better all get this right. Not a true dachshund owner if you don't. Just kidding. Lottie, quit being mean. And Lily, get off of that. She's on the arm of the couch.
What happens when you have multiple dogs?
Lottie said, no, you're not getting on the couch with me. She's like, well, I guess I'll get on the arm. It'll be good. Oh, we've got a change in place. Gwen and Hans are still first. But Nicole and Coco are up there now.
yeah, it's gonna be hard to catch Gwen and Hans with that first question.
I know.
They're gonna have to get something wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's 2 questions left, so they have to get both of them
So,
wrong.
so it's not looking for good for us.
Okay. What came first, the dachshund or the hot dog?
Well, I think I picked the wrong one.
Oh, y'all were half and half. It's actually the dachshund.
Yeah, I was gonna say they originated a long time.
Yeah.
Way back.
We were reading about this last night. I kind of thought it was the other way around, but they named the hot dog after the dachshund because of their, the way they look. So
Did I beat Hans yet?
no.
Oh man.
Piper and Caitlin are up farther now.
I don't know if we'll be
Delaney and Fritz are up here.
Come on,
It
Caitlin.
says 3 players just hit a answer streak. So what was the dachshund first to do?
Coco.
I'm gonna guess.
This one's probably a tricky one. So
I know it, but I don't know it.
what's bird? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Be quiet.
Woo!
Yay!
Really?
You got it right.
I thought it was like the queen.
Okay, here's our podium. Nicole and Coco are in third.
Yay!
Piper and Caitlin are in second.
And
And
Hans.
Gwen and Hans are in first. And then we have Delaney and Fritz in fourth.
Oh, no.
Oh, it went away. I tried to see who was fifth. Are you serious? Pick it up, please.
I'm serious.
Oh. Let's see here.
Oh.
I'm trying to find
Coco.
the fourth and fifth, and I can't see it. I just seen it a minute ago.
What?
You'll probably click view summary maybe, then it might show you. Oh, no.
Oh wait. You report. Maybe that'll help.
I need a napkin, Seth. I did a bad.
Oh.
Need help. Oh.
Okay, this didn't work very good. We'll be the coach again. Okay, Delaney and Fritz, and then Maple and Melissa. So, got our top 5 now. Okay, now I'm happy. I'm gonna stop screen sharing. I'm gonna bring up the.
Gotta get it back on.
Well,
Before we share screen again, what else would you guys want decorated if this was your spot?
Progress.
that looks awesome.
That
Let's
looks
start
so
over
good.
Love it.
Freaking awesome, because I don't ever draw anything on them, but it's because I'm afraid that it's gonna come off. I don't want it to get messed up.
I've seen on mine the outside get messed up, like if it's raining or something, but the
Yeah.
inside never gets affected.
Okay.
But I just draw stuff on the outside because I like to live life on the edge. And if you don't want it to go away, you can also like put tape over it, like once you're done.
Yeah. See, I think so our first swap box was Cash. I did do something on the outside with his. But when I did the next one, I ended up not doing something on the outside. I did something on the inside. And this was for Harper and Hazel's their farm theme one. I wonder if I still have a picture of it, because I still really love that box.
I took lots of pictures of this one. I did like a gnome mushroom sort of theme, and it was so good. So excited.
Trying to find
He
it.
is really watching you guys.
Let's be some here. Here it is.
What? Reese is trying everything in his power to not look.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I did a whole farm theme for Hazel and Harper's last time. And did stickers like the barn and then the farm animals and that kind of thing. Would y'all rather me share my screen to show you guys the recipe, or do we just kind of want to?
I had to wing it. I've got over here, so.
Oh, you want to wing it?
Yeah, because I can't drink watermelon, so I just went to the store and got a pina colada mix, and I'm just gonna put whatever amount of rum looks nice.
Sounds like
All right, I'm having wine over here.
Yeah. And I got them frozen blueberries, so that's all.
Everyone, Coco,
I already made mine, but it was a good thing that we did the pup version outside, because Gus immediately knocked BB's over. If it had been in the house, it would have been such a mess.
Okay, so let me make sure that my ice is made.
Thanks. You get your pups their drinks? I've been making them sit here and look at it.
I gave Coco some of hers already.
Okay, so let's start out here. So for the paprika, it calls for 5 cups of seedless watermelon, a cup of ice, and 2 to 3 leaves of mint. I forgot mint. I'll be completely honest, I did. But I feel like that's okay, because I know mine, I just gave them a little piece of the watermelon and they absolutely loved it. So, but it says to add all of the ingredients into a blender and blitz.
I kind of had a hard time like getting the blender to blend, so I added a little bit of water.
Yeah, that would probably be good too, because watermelon is
Yeah, it just was like,
water. So
yeah, it wasn't really like blending. It was just kind of the watermelon was moving. But for the human version, it was fine because I just added enough tequila to make it blend.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess the tequila wouldn't work for the dogs.
Oh shoot.
Not a shame.
Gus is old enough to drink, but BB.
You see all your friends?
Say hi again before I start doing this.
And I know, like, I just cut up my watermelon, so there's a lot of juice left in mine, so that would probably work too.
That's a good idea.
Oh my gosh, Holly, this little the little cup. I'm done.
I had bought like on Amazon, I had bought these like little plastic margarita or martini glasses and I couldn't find them. So I had those left over from like our New Year's Eve party with like disposable champagne glass. I was like, I'll do this. But
It's
Edie and
perfect.
Gus got theirs in their pup cups that Monica made.
It's perfect.
I bought these at TJ Maxx just for the purpose of giving the dogs theirs in a margarita glass.
So cute. Are those plastic?
Yes. Yes.
Nice.
Which made it so much better because I've already dropped them like 3 times.
Yeah, those look really nice. Those are good just to have for like the summer too, if you don't want to have glass outside.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I need to get those plastic ones for my husband. Because I actually have to make one version of this drink with no alcohol for him because he doesn't drink. But I am putting his in one of my. I have like 2 of these because we're not gonna drink normal amounts. So I got this one for him and then this one for me.
Hey, I have that mug too, actually. It's
I
somewhere
love these
in my mess of mugs.
somewhere.
I think that I'm gonna do my blender. But I think I'm gonna mute myself so it's not so loud.
It's great meeting everyone. I'm gonna hop off.
Hi, John.
Hi, nice meeting you.
Y'all keep posting great photos. It makes my day. I appreciate it. I got great puppies.
Are
All
you
right,
leaving?
take care.
Yeah,
What's
you
that?
too.
Oh, are you leaving already?
Yeah, I'm on it. Well, she had her vet visit today and she's a little sore and she looks like she just wants to cuddle. So I'm gonna cuddle and we're gonna watch some movies. So just between me and her, guys.
Nice.
Nice. All right. It's nice to meet you.
Hey, take care. Appreciate it.
Bye. Okay. This is what it looks like. It says to add a quarter of the mixture into a large bowl. I don't know if that's for the dogs or what. Yeah, I'll just.
I think it's the preserve for the dogs and then the rest is for the humans.
Okay. Sounds about right.
Unless they're thirsty pups, then that whole thing is for them.
So there we go. That's the dog one. Let's see here. For the human one, we need a tablespoon of simple syrup. And then a generous squeeze of lime juice. Oh, where'd my lime go? And Kayla, you can take over at any time.
Say that again. I had my blender going.
Oh, so you can take over at any time if you want.
Okay, so have it all blended.
I'm gonna pour mine for the dogs, and I like to make it fancy and then sprinkle some chia seeds on there. So that's their little garnish they get. Then from there,
Husband's
I
sneaking
also
in.
like to add triple sec if anybody has an orange liqueur.
They're making the drink now. I'm gonna make their drink now.
It is out.
There was one guy, and he was like,
Oh, Chris. Bird, be quiet. Goodness.
So I have about 4 cups worth in my blender for the human. So I just added about 2 ounces of triple sec was the last I had, so I was just gonna use it up. And let's see, I don't know, a couple shots worth of tequila. So we can see how that goes.
what?
And then if you don't have simple syrup, a little bit of sugar and water is a good way to go. What did those do who didn't do watermelon? I didn't hear that part.
I did a peach mojito, so like rum and peach and mint. It's delicious, but usually I just drink wine.
Love peaches, so nice. And then I've got a little bit of lime juice already squeezed out, so I'll pour that in there. Add some more ice, and I'll blend it right back up.
Had to happen. I meant to do this earlier today. I meant to do this earlier.
Does everybody have their drink already, or who else is making theirs now too?
I forgot I have to make a third drink because I have our foster dog here. So he's coming so she can say hi.
Oh.
Oh, the shadow.
Nasty.
Aww. Oh.
So
She kind of looks like Spuds Mackenzie.
Yeah, I get that all the time with her, and yet no one's interested in adopting.
Oh, I'm sure she'll find a good home.
Yeah.
Here you go, sweetie.
She doesn't get along too well with the little ones, so yeah. We thought we'd
Neither does Hans.
Huh?
Neither does Hans. Hans does not get along with the little ones.
Oh, yeah. No. Find her.
He hates children. Like.
Oh no, I mean, no. The dog loves children. That's little dogs because they're annoying. They get in her face and they bark at her and they don't respect her space. So, yeah, give it to her so she can drink it. It's for her.
I think that's even funnier. Yeah,
Sorry?
Hans is great with other little dogs, and he usually likes big dogs, but the children.
Oh no, they all of them here love kids. I mean, they don't have a choice. I have 2 stepdaughters, so just had to like kids.
BB's the same way. She gets along with most dogs, but kids like 10 and over, she's like kind of cool. Like teenagers, she's fine, but oh gosh, toddlers, she like will lose her mind.
The only thing Hans hates more than like a toddler is skateboarders. Like on a walk and he sees a skateboarder, he is going to like try to like maul the skateboarder. He's going to try to bite the skateboard if he can get close enough. Like he will do anything, and we just usually have to pick him up because that's the only answer.
Piper hates people who wear like hoods and hats. We've gone to this like bar dog park so many times, and it doesn't matter how old the person is. There was a little kid one time that they had like a family day. They only let kids on certain days, but there was a little kid who wanted to pet her so bad. And I was like, sure, like try to do X, Y, and Z. And she got so sad because Piper would just not stop barking at her. And I was like, I don't know how to help you. I told her to take off her hat and didn't help, but it was like, usually it's the hoods and the hats if they just look like.
Okay, hello, that's my house.
Once they've already like gotten mad at somebody, like there's no going back. Like our friend came in one time and he was like carrying his golf clubs and she lost it, and she still doesn't like him even if he comes over with like no golf clubs, just totally normal. She's like, oh, I remember you're the guy with the golf club.
I thought you were gonna say she hated the golf clubs. I was like, oh gosh, then she must have hated that shoot that you did.
No, well, she was a little bit scared of the golf club, but I mean, when my husband carries his golf bag, she's fine. But it was just like the first time she saw this guy, he was like carrying this big bag, and so now she just thinks he's like some kind of monster.
I wish I could narrow down why they don't like people, but they just bark at anyone. So they're finishing their drinks.
Oh.
All right, so I finished mine here. I added triple sec, tequila, simple syrup, lime juice, and some more ice and mint because I like mine mintier than the dogs do. So this is what it looks like. Give it a little stir, and then I like mine salted on the rocks. So I've already made up a glass with some salt and easy peasy. Oh, just don't overfill it. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. I did forget to put salt in mine. That's a good idea.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said I forgot to put salt on mine. That's a good idea.
Oh. Gotta love being a little salty in life, right?
Salted watermelon is so good too.
So I don't know if yours also turned out frothy like mine, but you can pour yours over a strainer. Or put it into one of those cocktail shakers to kind of dilute some of the foam there.
I thought the foam made it pretty.
Mine doesn't have enough rum.
Well, that you can always add later too. So that's the best part about these.
Yeah, I'm about to get
Make
up
it
and
as
put
strong as you like.
Oh, you guys are done? You're done? Okay. Okay.
I add.
Oh,
I added
and then
too
you
much.
can't forget
so-
the garnish, a little bit of lime garnish, and maybe some more mint, and you're good to go.
Thanks for sharing that recipe, guys. That's gonna be like a great one for the summer.
Yeah, thanks for following along.
figured that watermelon would probably be good because I feel like a lot of people like watermelon.
Yeah, and a lot of dogs really like watermelon too. I know all of my dogs love it.
Really like
Watermelon. I hate that I'm allergic to it. Like I'll eat it and then my stomach will hurt and I'll be like, it was worth it though.
Yeah. I was thinking like, because I wasn't sure if our store would have watermelon yet, but they did obviously. But I was thinking like mango would be really good too. If you just took like frozen mango or like,
Oh, yeah. Our mango trees are about to start dropping all the mangoes. So I'm excited for that.
Gosh, fresh mangoes. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's like I'm not a huge fan of living in Miami, but there's some perks, like just grabbing random coconuts and breaking them open and like that kind of stuff. Yeah, that I'll miss. So, I don't like the traffic or how mean people are.
Matt's gonna bring this recipe. I think in the next 2 or 3 weeks we're renting a house in Galveston. So it's just a whole bunch of Doxies, and I might just bring this recipe for them. That they'll have fun with.
That'd be so fun. You should.
Just right for him. Since he doesn't like tequila.
This is mine. You drink. Oh yes. Now there's enough rum.
Edie came to say hi.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. I must have made my drink too strong and it kicked me out.
So Holly, do you have 1 lab or 2 labs?
I have 2 labs. Yeah, this is Edie, and then I have Gus too. Edie's like 6 and Gus is a little older, like 8. They're both rescues.
Okay. I was gonna say, I was like, I feel like every time we're on something, I see at least one of your labs, but
well, and they look so similar. Like people that don't know them, they look really similar. Like there was a girl I worked with, and like during the pandemic, we were on Zoom all the time, and she didn't realize for like months that I had. At this time, we didn't have BB yet. She was like, "Wait, I just realized you have 2 dogs." Like she thought they were the same dog because she would just see like one at a time kind of go through the background. But they do look pretty different. I guess now like Gus's face is all white, so you can kind of tell them apart a little bit better now because he's getting to be an old boy.
The boys are just eyeballing me, waiting for me to like spill my drink or something.
Well, Iris doesn't like her burritos. She's just whatever. Dobby doesn't either.
Iris is okay. I don't think she's really had much watermelon, so she's a little curious.
Okay, now she's into it.
It might be the temperature. There's some dogs that like extreme temperatures freak them out.
She is very much of a texture person too, it seems like. If it's the wrong texture, she doesn't like it.
So funny. Dobby left. He's like not even there.
Yeah, he's still been under the weather, so I don't blame him.
Sweetie. But I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah. What did your guys think? What did your pups think of it?
Oh,
they drink a little bit of it, not a whole lot. They're more concerned with my father-in-law being here.
Oh boy, the best part.
Are you over it?
Mine were all over it. Gus, like I set them on the ground and Gus immediately like knocked over BB's, then ate all the garnish from all of them, and then drank his pup cup.
Love it.
He loves watermelon. But yeah, they had a great time. They loved it.
I feel like there's more people in here now than there was earlier. Was there anybody who didn't introduce yourself?
I don't think I did. I'm Andrea. I'm Andrea's mom.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of thrown off a little bit that there was a dog dad. I didn't know we had any dog dads, but I don't pay any attention.
And I went to, because I went to the event group, because I was like, who is that? And I was like, it's Ava. He said Ava. And I went to the event group and I went through the people and I couldn't find an Ava. And I was like, but then I went into like the swap group and it was like one of the first ones, but I was like, who the heck?
Yeah, at first when I admitted them, I was like,
I know I had
glad
them.
we haven't figured out. But
I had them for their first swap, and I was like, "What do I get for a dog dad?" Like, I didn't know.
Now we have the golf collection.
Yeah.
Anyone gets Ava.
I'm always trying to like convince my husband to join the like group chat that we have for the club here, and he's like not having it. He's like, that does a bunch of women. I'm like, no, there's 2 men and they're very vocal. He doesn't. I'm in our group, in our Miami group, like in the group that we have, and they talk all the time, and they go to the meets and like they're matching shirts with their dogs, like they are hardcore. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, there's actually another guy in our Doxie group. It's one of Coco's friends. It's Maui and Chino.
okay.
So if you guys get Chino, it's an actual guy.
I will say, like, we have a few Facebook groups, like our NC Weens thing is on Instagram and Facebook, and Seth and I have like, we call it a group Facebook because it's under his name, because I never had a Facebook, but I wanted to be part of the Doxie stuff, and I love Facebook Marketplace. And so it looks like it's him posting like comments on the Doxie stuff. No, it's me. But they would never know.
I love that. My boyfriend, well, when we joined the swap box, he was like, why is my phone blowing up? Because he's logged in under Piper's account too. He like would take over it, and now he does not take over it at all. He got so mad at me. He's like, there's so many messages all the time. I said, just mute it. It's fine. Like or you can log out of her account. Like I will just manage her whole account. But he takes like all the really good photos actually of her, which is actually very surprising. I don't know how he gets them better than me, but
yep, definitely better pictures.
My husband is a terrible photographer. He tries, but it's so bad. When we were doing the golf collab, like he took a couple pictures of me and I was like, oh my God, these look terrible. He was like, I thought you looked cute. I'm like, no, like you could see like my bra was kind of like off, like kind of sideways, and like my boob looked all lumpy. I was like, dude, you didn't see that? He's like, no, you look great. I'm like, no, I'm not posting these.
Well, I mean, when it comes to like, I've noticed that when it comes to taking pictures of like the partner, they're like, oh, you look so cute. And we're like, oh my God, we look hideous. What's wrong with you? Versus the pictures we take of them, it's like, oh, like model, they look great. Look at the sun, the way it's hitting you. And it's like, why?
Why don't they get it? Like, just do better.
Cars will always be A+.
Caitlin, are you ready for the big photo shoot on Sunday?
Oh my gosh, yeah, we gotta pick out what she's wearing.
Put a cute outfit on her?
I don't know. I have so many clothes for her, but I haven't put some on in so long because it's been warming up. So we have a ton of bandanas now. I wish that like our Pups and Bows, we ordered that like the new Disco Day collab. I wish it would come on time, but it's like just barely gonna make it. So like that would be so cute if it made it, but maybe another time. I know she'll go to other random events, but.
So Caitlin and I won a giveaway for like a photo shoot here in Milwaukee for like our dogs, but I was like, couldn't decide if I wanted to put anything on her, just have her go with like just her collar, maybe just go naked just to make it like natural, you know. I don't look back on these photos and be like, oh, that was so trendy at that time. Like we all look back on our middle school photos, you know.
That's just the fashion expertise in you.
Like I don't want her to be embarrassed by this bandana I picked out for her 5 years from now.
I think that's the best part about having like fur babies, because they will never grow up and be teenagers and be like, you embarrassed me. You're so embarrassing. My stepdaughters are 8 and 10, and the 10-year-old's getting there. And I'm like, the dogs see dogs, they'll never do this. Never.
No, Lily actually.
Oh, BB's pretty sassy.
It is sass. It could be sass, but
until you pull out your camera, that's when they pull the move.
When they what?
When they pull up, sorry, somebody decided to play. She had a taste of the watermelon and she's all over the place. When you pull out your camera, they get all the camera shy or like, stop taking photos.
Oh yeah.
I just got into this new thing where she likes to jump up on me like while I'm trying to take a photo of her. And so I literally have like maybe like 20 plus photos every single time because I'm like, I just need you to sit still for
sure
0.5 seconds.
That live
Lily likes to pep talk. Every time I'm like set, and then she looks at me like, no, she'll bark at me, and I'm like, dude,
yep,
we're not doing this. Not doing this at all. This is not
every
doing.
time I get the camera out, she looks the other way, and then I put it down, and then she'll look at me, and then I bring it back up. She looks the other way, and then when she looks at me, she'll do this thing where she puts her lip in her teeth, so she just go like this. So you'll see a lot of photos in her lips and her teeth, and it's just like, Coco, come on. but it's every time we take a photo when it's pose day, I say.
Oh yeah, when it's time for him to pose, he like flattens his ears out or acts bad. I'm like, where's your squirrels? Where's your squirrels? He perks right up.
Oh, BB, when it's time to take a photo, BB is ready. She's like,
So does Hans. Hans doesn't need treats during photo shoots, but he will jump on you if you're like, if he gets too excited, like he gets into it, and then he mostly jumps on Seth because Seth's like making weird noises behind me.
It's always the weird noises.
Yeah, and it's not like squeaking or anything. It's just like the weird high-pitched, like, I don't know what to call them. They're just weird.
Yeah. Have y'all seen like that video of like that girl with the Pomeranian that she's like, he doesn't listen to me unless I talk like this.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. I love that video. It makes me think of like literally every dachshund on the planet Earth because they do not listen unless you talk a certain way.
I did that one and I cracked up because when I did the high pitch, like Fressa just looked at me and I cracked up because I was like, it's so true.
I love it.
What?
They got this thing also. We tried it the other day because saying anything to Coco won't get her attention either. But they have this app or on YouTube or something where it plays dog noises that always dogs will react to, and it's like 5 minutes of just doorbells, knocking, anything you can think of that would get a dog's attention, and we just played it, and she's just the whole time going like this. I was like, snap, 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 snap.
If I were to play those videos, they would just bark just bark. They'd run back and forth like, where's the noise coming from? Find it, kill it. I wish. I have to just wait till they're really tired, and then I can take pictures. And they are one,
My
so they're
girls,
really tired.
my girls, their new weakness is the emoji balls. I can squeak them from like 2 rooms away, and they're right there. They're at my feet. I'm like, dude.
You even have to squeak them because none of them squeak anymore. Just the air sound. I'm like,
yep, I barely touched just even the sound of the rubber hitting another piece of another rubber. She's and she's staring at me like this. I'm like, no.
I throw it. Throw it. It's mine.
We keep a pack in our car glove box because we don't want it in the house because he can smell them. And
oh my gosh,
he smells the glove box and like start licking it because he knows they're in there. Because we have one in his special bin of crazy toys that we keep closed. But it has
I think that I'm gonna start doing a special bin of crazy toys because it sounds like a really grand idea.
Oh, it's a great idea. I mean, like, it changed our lives, I think, because when we say we like balls, that means everyone in Swap gets us balls, which is a great thing for him to be excited about because we don't buy him balls anymore.
Yeah.
But then the ball has to go away at some point, or he won't go to bed. I will say, whenever we were about like the video of the crazy noises, when we were training Hans to walk on a leash when he was a puppy, and we would go on walks once he was fully vaccinated, we used a dog squeaker audio because he would just stop. Like in the middle of the path, there would be other dogs coming, there would be people, bikers, and he'd just stop. He'd be like, I'm done. And so we'd play the squeaker and he would keep going.
Spoiled.
I literally hid her emojis because I have packs of them. They're in the bin, like you said, but I hid one of them in one of my dressers because she saw it and I was like, crap. So I wait till she walked out of the room. I put it in the top of one of the dressers and she just kept crying and she was under the dresser just scratching. I'm like, did she drop something under there? So I go under there. I'm trying to find out if she dropped an emoji because she always hides stuff. So I'm pulling out drawers going, where the heck is this thing? And she keeps calling up and then I just opened the top drawer. I was like, no way you smell that thing from all the way over from the other side of the room. You knew exactly where to go. There's no way.
I don't know what they put
the whole time.
I have not bought them because I'm like, and they're gonna be too crazy.
They're crazy.
It's just the rubber.
Emoji
Yeah.
monster.
I can't get any
I think
They
Leo
eat
sent us 3. We still have all 3, but they're in various parts of the apartment. I only know where 1 actually is. The other 2, couldn't tell you.
I find them.
Yeah, I have to avoid rubber toys because like Reese likes to just bite it and hear the squeak. He won't break it. But like right now, Broly has taken off already like 5 spikes from this thing and I have to grab it from his mouth because he eats it. Like I go out to pick up the poop and there's just rubber everywhere. I'm like, okay, cool.
Do they have a preferred color?
No.
Fritz will pick red over any. Like
Really?
he freaks
Coco's
for the
yellow.
red. And he'll play with the other colors, but if the red's out, that he needs it.
Just anything. They'll destroy anything. Today I actually told my husband that he had to tell his daughter that the dog literally ate her homework because she left it a whole ass book with like pages, and I come home and it was shredded on the floor in pieces and like just ripped apart. The cover was in one corner. I'm like, I took a picture. I was like, she can show this to her teacher when she goes back to school because I told her not to leave anything down here. So it's
Yeah, it was the paper shredder for a while.
That's the first time.
Paper anymore, but
that was the first time. And I was looking at them in the morning, like through the camera at work, and I was like, oh, they're being so good today. And then I was like, I won't eat chocolate on them anymore. And then I came home to that. I mean, they've destroyed like, I think they're coming out of the puppy phase already, so that's good. But like my couches, I have like corners that I had to redo the leather because they would chew the leather and eat the leather. So then I had to like come home and like, all right, and I'd have to run after them with the hydrogen peroxide and a syringe, like, come here, you're throwing up. So they will eat anything. They don't discriminate. No color, texture, material, it doesn't matter. They're gonna eat it. And I'm gonna end up at the vet one day for a blockage, for sure. Do any of your dachshunds like lose their mind over lizards? Is that a
okay? Mine lose their mind over anything small that moves. If it's small and it moves, it's over. They're getting eaten.
Yeah.
Lizards.
Only Reese said that.
We have Lily likes to kill birds, which really like I cannot. It's bad.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Dude, please don't. Please stop doing that.
Like how she
just kills them. She'll sit in the like the landscaping and lay there until they land in the yard, and then she's fast. I'm like, stop. And then Lottie has killed a mole. We're very prey driven here.
I'm surprised she can catch the birds because BB will try to catch birds, but she can't get them.
Yeah, Reese can't catch a bird either. He's killed I don't know how many lizards. We have a lizard problem in Miami anyway, but
yeah, BB was like the mice. She almost got a rabbit once, but the birds are too fast for her. She just hasn't worked out the strategy yet about hiding. She just goes right.
Yeah, Lily is very mischievous, very good hiding. So that's probably why she can kill them. And like they don't eat them, they just kill them. I'm like, that's not very nice.
Yeah.
You're murdering these poor innocent birds.
Well, I don't mind if she kills the mice, I guess, but birds, yeah.
Like they didn't do anything to you.
Yeah, he'll go. I mean, we don't have like where I live. We don't necessarily have like bunnies and stuff that get in. It's just birds and lizards. But a bird, no, he could fast enough because he like it. Like you can hear him a mile away. He sits at the window and cries and licks the window, and then I open it and he's just out going for whatever it is. He's never gonna catch a bird like that.
my boss has like 8 bunnies, and that's her pet. So Coco kind of grew up with them, but the bunnies beat Coco up. So
yeah, our cats have beat BB up. She's afraid of them. I'm surprised about the bunnies though. So Coco doesn't go after them.
She's curious, but then she just kind of like they run off. Then she wants to chase them, but if they just stay there, she just kind of walks off like whatever, and then goes and finds her toy or whatever and plays with that and throws it at them basically.
I love your boss, this like rich Houston lady with a bunch of bunnies. So eccentric.
Yeah, it's crazy. And she loves bunnies. She loves Coco too. It's insane.
Well, at least she likes Coco.
Yeah.
Who couldn't like Coco? Coco is so cute.
She's so cute. And every time anybody comes in town or family or her family or whatever, everyone's like, where's Coco? Where's Coco? So I have to bring her into work again. So it's funny. Coco.
So how is Coco's therapy and stuff going?
It's going good. We just started the shock wave therapy on her I can't even think right now, her legs, because both sides are kind of doing a weird kind of thing right now. So we get shock wave kind of like in her groin area. That's what I'm thinking. On both of her legs. That started last week. So they said that she's going to be sore, which I'm like, do you know Coco? She's never sore. She just freaking runs around. So, but yeah, we got to do that 4 times. And then after that, we're going to reassess again. But it's hard because it's a CCL tear. And then you got the back issue that's kind of we're strengthening up for. But it's kind of hard. I don't want to crate rest her. I don't. But at the same time, she needs to get muscle in her legs. So it's like, do I walk her? Like, what do I do? So I talked to them about it because she needs to do something. She runs around. I let her zoom around all the time, but I also monitor it to where she's on a leash in a way, so she's not running too far away from me and running into another hole and then having this whole issue again.
Yeah, it's just a scary situation.
It is. It is, but I don't think they're too concerned about her back, which is good.
That's really good. That's really nice to hear.
Yeah, they said the mineralization is the earlier stages of it, of the IBDD, but just to keep her chiropractic therapy, we're going to probably continue it for the rest of her life, just going, even if I have to go once a month for therapy just for rehab. I mean, just to preventative kind of reasons, but it's once every 3 months for chiropractic. So we're gonna do what we can.
You're a great doggy mom.
Yeah, I know. She's my love. She's helped me through a lot with the other 2's loss. That was pretty bad. So yeah, so she's helped me a lot. I thought about getting another one, but I like the idea of being able to travel with her, which reminds me, Gianna.
Yeah.
So you're from Miami, right? Well, close to Miami. Maui Chino, which is one of Coco's friends from that area too, he goes there a lot. And he does a lot of the Doxie meetups. You might have met him. Yeah, he goes there a lot and does. Yeah, he's been trying to get me to go out there, like me and a whole bunch of other Doxies. But
yeah, we have it's the Miami Dachshund group, and I think the group has like 2,000 something followers on Instagram, and we just had a meet not too long ago. It was like an Easter one, and there was a lot of people that showed up there. We're gonna have another one now. Not tomorrow, but
I think he was at that one.
At the Easter one?
Yeah.
Mountain?
Yeah, I think he was there on that one.
I'm the one that I'm not the founder of the group, but I'm always working with her because I do the cakes for those meets. I make like the little doggy cakes. But if he
Okay.
was sick, I would just have to. I know that I was talking with him. I think it was Maui, right? Give me one second.
Chino, Maui.
Maui is he like is he a black and tan dapple, or am I thinking of another?
No, that's a different one. He's kind of like a brown, different color brown long hair Dachshund.
Their Instagram is Chino and Maui? Or...
It's Maui. Gotta look it up.
It's Maui and M3.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, I can. Yeah, it's all pictures of. He's here in Miami.
He's kind of from there. He moved to Houston from there, so he has a lot of friends there and does a lot of the Doxie meetups there still. So he does drive there a lot.
Oh, okay. I'll keep an eye out for him. I see a picture of him. Yeah, we have the meets get pretty big. We actually, the last one that we had, we ended up having to get permits from the county because the county reached out and was like, hey, you guys kind of need permits. These are too big of an event for you guys to not have permits for this stuff. So we had to apply for a permit. It was no big deal. I mean, I handled that part for them. And we had to do the same thing. So next Saturday we're having another one, and that one's actually that one's going to be for IVDD awareness, and we're going to have a vet come and talk. We're having insurance company has like a little booth, and they're going to explain the options. And then we have someone in the group right now whose dog relapsed, and he's not able to walk again, so he's going through therapy. So the mom's going to talk about the experience right now with the IVDD, and then I was going to talk about my experience because I had my first dachshund at 2 years old. He got IVDD, and the surgery didn't work. It was not successful. So for 12 years, he passed away when he was 14. For 12 years, I had a disabled dog that I cared for. So I'm going to be talking there at the meet too, but they get really big, to the point where I look around and I'm like, this is out of control. But I guess because it's Miami, it's the big city, there's a lot of people.
So I do have a question that you talk about you do talk about IVDD at events and stuff. I kind of like the idea of maybe doing an event to kind of go over that kind of thing, because I feel like there's some dog owners in our group that are new to the breed. I would love to do a kind of like a breed talk, just so that we can kind of share what we know and that kind of thing. I don't know how you guys would feel about that.
I love sharing what I learned. Yeah. I was in 7th grade when it happened to him, so I grew up learning it and dealing with it. And I mean, I've had a lot of people tell me when I was growing up, oh, why didn't you just put the dog down? It's suffering. But I come from the camp of the dog was happy. He literally could not feel anything. So what does he care? The only one who was suffering was me having to deal with picking up poop. He could not do anything. So I actually had to squeeze him and his organs to get him to go to the bathroom. So sure, I was the one that it was difficult, but I don't know. I am of the camp of unless they're in pain, because there are some cases of IVDD where the dog is actually in excruciating pain. That's a different story. But there's some where it's just they've just lost sensation, and it's really just a matter of using the wheelchairs. My dog hated the wheelchair, so he had a drag bag, and that was great because he had that on and he would go everywhere on the concrete and the beach and the grass. I mean, he didn't care. He lived a full life. But I would totally be down to talk about it, and a lot of the studies are changing too. When I was younger, it was a lot of no stairs, no this, no that. And now recently they've been updating the studies to update the information about stairs, because apparently if the dogs from a very young age, from puppies, and obviously there's different opinions, but the most recent ones I read, if from a young age they were exposed to going up moderately sized stairs, up and down, up and down, up and down, they are less prone to having IVDD, a small percentage, but less prone because their backs have basically, as they've grown, gotten accustomed to the impact. So they've strengthened the muscles in the back. But if you have an old dog who was never around stairs, you don't expose them to stairs.
From what I've read, it's not like going up and down. It's particularly like going up the stairs can strengthen their back. Going down, you have more of a chance of like hurting their back even at a young age. But also like you can train. So like if you don't want to do stairs, like I know we all love when I make Han sit pretty, but there's actually like a purpose behind it. So if you teach that really like at a slow pace where you just make them jump and then treat them and slowly build it to like sitting for longer periods of time, you actually strengthen their back in the process. So that's also something that can help. But
yeah,
going downstairs, all I've heard is like, but I don't know. I think it would be good to have a talk about the breed, because I know that there are some people who really don't know what they're getting into in the group.
Yeah,
but I also think that it's kind of like a line because there is one survey that gets thrown out in the group a lot that doesn't actually have any like statistical findings in it other than inconclusive results, and a lot of people use it to like justify their reasoning, which is fine if you think that an inconclusive result is enough, but a lot of people aren't trained to actually read like surveys and like stuff like that. So I don't know if anyone was going to use research, somebody who like actually knows how to read statistics, like Maple's mom would be a good resource for that. Or I mean, I have a data science minor, so like I could read it too, but a lot of people don't like when I say that their survey had inconclusive findings. So
what survey are you talking about? I haven't seen.
There's a Docs for Life 2015 study, and it's for like spay and neuter.
What that's it's about. That's a big debate. I get a lot. The spading at an early age can cause IVD. I literally was crying when I heard about that after I did it because I didn't think about it.
That survey basically, there's no conclusive results. It was a really small sample, and they find a very marginal increase in those who waited versus those who did not. But it was also the sample I think was under like 100 dogs, and it was
percentage below 0.0 something. Like it was like
it wasn't actually a statistically significant result at all because of the standard error. But it gets sent in the group chat at least once a month.
I know, I see it, and I'm always like, ignore.
I don't ever even see it. I don't.
I try to like just send that. Make sure to look at the results.
Yeah,
agree with it.
Right, if the test is on like 10 dogs, okay, that doesn't help when we've got a population of millions of them. That's going to be a percentage that, like you said, it's the error. Like
wasn't it conducted in like the UK? And
yes,
the breed has changed so much that like dachshunds from the UK do not match dachshunds here because there are different standards. Like I that don't really look like dachshunds at all.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that because I mean, I know that I can't think of human names. Bourbon and Mimosa's mom was talking about how the dachshunds in Singapore were very poorly bred. So it is a big thing to point out that dogs are different everywhere you go.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it has a lot to do with like just the general, even like the layout of the land in certain places that's going to affect it. It's just like humans. I mean, if we live in a different area, we're going to be built differently.
Yeah, that's what my boyfriend tries to tell me all the time. Like he's like, when I found out the mineralization in her back, I'm sitting here crying. I ruined my dog. Like, what did I do? I shouldn't have neutered her. I should have done this. And he's just like, Nicole, you could have the same issue and you don't even know it. He's like, it's nothing. He's like, it's not a big deal. So she has mineralization in her back. He's like, I might have it in my leg. You know, they just took an x-ray and found it. He's like, we were lucky with the other two. They lived to be 16 and we didn't have back issues with them. So he's like, he's like, just keep taking care of her and just keep doing what you're doing. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's from what I understand with IVDD, there's obviously things that you want to avoid, like the high jumping and that, but it really boils down to like so many different little factors. Because I know dachshunds who jump off and for me, my Doxie, when his back gave out, it was just because he fell off the bed. He didn't even jump. He like
Yeah.
fell off onto this little like pillow top that I had on the bottom, and he just fell in just the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, and he was
I mean, IBDD is genetic. So even if you do everything right, sometimes that's not enough.
Yeah.
Why it's so scary.
I know.
Right. Not a lot of people doing the like right tests. Although I don't know if it's true or not, because I don't necessarily know too much about the genetics of it. That like they do the test, but a lot of tests that people do supposedly don't actually pick up on the correct gene or something like that. I heard in like the breeding ones.
Yeah, I think that like because IBDD is a collection of genes, you can't directly test for IBDD. You can test for like PRA and things like that, which a lot of breeders don't do in the first place. So there's a word.
I have a little bit of a I've met some breeders that just don't test.
I mean, I got lucky with Hans, but like when I got Hans, I had done a lot of like puppy research and a lot of like dachshund specific like ramps, things like that research, but I haven't actually done like a lot of breeder research, and I've really gotten into that. Like I would never want to breed, but like it makes me feel good being able to help people, especially like in our group when they're looking for a breeder, to like show the things to look for and what not to look for and what to believe and what not to believe, because there's a lot of information, and there seems to be a thought that like more money equals better dog, which isn't the case.
I mean, Sport and Maddie were 150 each, and they live to be 16. So
I mean, we got Hans for $700. His breeder usually charges like $1,400 to $1,500, but he was 4 months old when we got him. And he has a slight underbite. They were planning to keep him, and he has just this like tiny underbite that you couldn't see when he was first a puppy. Like in his puppy photos, you can't see it. But as they grew, he has just 2 teeth that come out a little. You can't really tell. One second.
I'm like hearing you guys talk about the prices, and I'm over here like, this is what happens when you live in a freaking city. These guys, they came from some friends.
Oh.
But you know what?
No widow underbite.
Yeah, when we decided that we were gonna start looking, I told my husband, I was like AKC whatever in Miami, we were gonna be looking at like $3,000-4,000 a dog. Like it was impossible. And then I was like, you know what, I think that what we should do is just wait and see if we can find someone that we either know or like that a friend of ours knows that person, because I would feel more comfortable that at least it's and what we ended up doing was, it was a girl that I knew from high school. Her close friend had just had like a oopsie litter from some an unrelated male and female she had at home, and they were really pretty and healthy, and she had got from out of state. I talked to her and she's like, yeah, but they're not registered. And I was like, I don't really care. I mean, if you tell me mom and dad are healthy. And when she's like, yeah. And they were expensive though. Like when I hear that, like, oh, 700 and like one, I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like these guys were our honeymoon fund, basically. He was a 25 and Broly was 3.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm the same boat with like Hans. Lily was 700.
I'm looking in the wrong places.
Hans,
I live in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky.
But see, like, okay, like I guess I need to go to like we want a female. That was like we wanted to like top off the group when we get them fixed and get a female, because that was what I really wanted. I wanted to have a girl at some point, because I always had boy dogs, and I know that I'm gonna need to go to middle of nowhere somewhere, because Miami, a female dog, and my husband really wants a cream one, so we're not. That's gonna be expensive.
We're visiting my parents when we had the call with the breeder that we went with, and my parents are from the Wilmington, North Carolina area, so near the coast, and drove to like rural but around Roanoke, Virginia to get Hans from my parents. So it was like a 7.5 hour drive.
I was gonna say that's really far.
Oh, it's the worst morning of my life. But then the drive home was only 2.5 hours back to like Chapel Hill.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, because when you sent me the information about your breeder, I had looked, and it's like 3.5 from Lexington. So it was kind of pushing it, which we're not getting one right away. We've had kind of some issues with our house that we were supposed to be buying, so we have to push back getting another Doxie, unfortunately.
And
So I mean, I would keep in touch with her. And if anyone wants her information, like most of her dogs are CKC registered. There are some that are AKC, but every dog that I see her produce is just beautiful. Like
they are beautiful. I will give that.
Parents, beautiful. Like
where?
She's in Roanoke, Virginia, around there. Glade Hill, technically, but near Roanoke.
My parents, we're planning to move to North Carolina, just like, so I know that, you know, if I move up there or go up there. My parents just got some property, but it's close to West Virginia and North Carolina, so I'm not sure.
So you're gonna be in the mountains?
Their property is gonna be, when we move up, we're gonna move near Charlotte, more like Mooresville, I think is what that city is called. That's what we're looking into. But Roanoke, oh, okay, all right, I see where Roanoke is.
I have a lot of family that actually lives in Mooresville. It's very pretty. It's kind of like a little less like city-like. Good.
That's what we're looking for. We don't want city. Like I said, I'm like, my address, it says Miami and I live in Miami, whatever, but I'm like a half an hour away from any beach.
Yeah.
I'm like 20 minutes away from or 15 minutes away from farmlands down here.
I mean, Charlotte is a really bad example of city sprawl. I will say that. I hate driving in Charlotte.
Really? What?
Yeah. It's bad. Like it's just bad.
No, I mean, I've driven there, but I'm just curious, like, why you don't like it? Because, like, I love it compared to where I live.
Well, I'm from, like, the Wilmington area in North Carolina, which is, like, smaller than Raleigh and way smaller than Charlotte. So even moving up here, I thought the traffic was bad for a while. But now I drive from Chapel Hill to Raleigh, like, 3 times a week for my internship. Until next Thursday, my last day. Woo!
Yay.
And for a week, I get a break.
Oh, that's awesome. When did you say you're graduating?
I graduate, my department graduation is next Friday and my like big graduation is that Sunday.
Okay, I was gonna say because my graduation is tomorrow. So
I'm taking graduation photos tomorrow, but
ooh.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm excited for my family to come up.
I didn't even do graduation pictures, but
Seth's mom is taking mine. We're going out to lunch.
Sounds like
so my dad thinks he's funny and he just texted me this. It says Nicole's cup. Like
I miss being in school. Man, I really do. I miss being in school. I don't want to.
I'm so ready to just be graduated and just work. I would so much rather work.
I don't know. I thought that too, because I mean,
I thought it too, but I'd rather be in school.
I take overload every semester I've been here, along with working. So I just want to be done. And
yeah, see, I'm a full-time student, and so you know, taking anywhere from 15 to 18 hours a semester, and then working a part-time job and running a business at the same time. It really, it's a lot.
Because I'm with my commute, I work over 20 hours a week if you count the commute. And then I'm taking 16 credit hours. Last semester I took 18. And then last summer I took 12.
Oh my goodness.
So I just want a small break. I mean, the job that I'm going to do, which I start the 22nd, they actually pay for grad school. So after a year, I'll probably go back.
Well, that's awesome. That's really awesome.
Yeah, whatever you can do to avoid freaking loans, because I decided, you know, I was in high school, I was really big into Broadway or whatever. I was like, I'm gonna be an actress, and I was like, no, I don't want to be a star. Huh?
I said, oh, Broadway, I love Broadway.
I loved it. That was like my dream, but I was like, okay, I need to be realistic because I'm not gonna be broke living in New York, or you know, like I need to figure something out. So I was like, I'm gonna be a lawyer. They make good money. Yeah. Okay, sure. After you're $250,000 in debt you're in.
Oh my gosh. School does joke.
Student loans. Those suck.
Yeah. I think like that. I mean, I'm coming out with like about $6,000, and so I'll be able to pay it off in like 3 months.
No, that's awesome.
That's
so my first 3 years, my parents are like at that like that baseline where it's like, hey, you make enough money to contribute, but they can't because I have a bunch of siblings. So I didn't get anything towards my schooling as far as like state grants or anything for the first 3 years. And then I got married before the FAFSA deadline for this year. And so I got all of my school paid for this year. So I'm coming out with a ton of debt, but not near as much as I would have if we would have waited until the date that we had originally chose.
About trying to do that for Seth because he's gonna have his last year. I'm graduating in 3 and he's gonna take 4, but he's trying to do an accelerated master's program, so he'll be doing mostly masters next year and then 1 more year. You're trying to weigh financially if getting married would give him more financial aid.
It does. Oh my gosh, listen.
It's not going to because of what I'm gonna make.
Oh.
Your income is gonna bump.
Well, that sucks.
So
no.
He's going in debt because his parents make too much to give him anything. But then I'm gonna make too much to help that. So
Well, for masters, probably.
he says for masters it's probably beneficial we don't get married.
You're no longer a dependent of your parents for your master's degree. So if like I'm not married, I'll make like whatever I make, like $20,000 a year. Or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's anything, whatever you can figure out to avoid it because it's not fun. That's okay. Right now it's like on it's paused or whatever, but I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for that to unpause and then I get to have a heart attack. And it's not nearly. It's funny. I'm pretty up there. I'm when I said $250,000 is because that's how much I'm in. I'm in 125,000. But I have a friend who graduated with 500,000, and she's
What did she go to school for? Oh my gosh.
She's an attorney, but she went to George Washington University, and so it was like. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for her mom was all like, "Oh, your father left you a trust, and it'll pay for it." She's like, "Okay, then I guess I'll go to," because she had a full ride to a university here in Miami. But she's like, "Oh, if Dad left behind some money, then I'm gonna go there." And then when she graduated, her mom was like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's in like corporate.
I would have had a cow.
She was dying, but thankfully, like the bulk of her debt was with federal, and she got a job as a state attorney, as a prosecutor. So when you work for them after 10 years, they forgive your loans. So she's awesome. Good there. Yeah. The downside is that you'd be like, surprisingly and upsettingly, especially, the prosecutors don't get paid well at all, like garbage. So it's like, yes. You're going to avoid the debt in 10 years, but you have to like pinch pennies for those 10 years. They don't pay
then
you.
What do you think she'll probably leave, like being a state attorney then? Because I feel like there's more money like in private.
She might
be going to law school.
Yeah, she's been a prosecutor now. I think she's about to hit 4 years. And she's moved up a lot. She started in like the county, like civil division, and she's already in like the top division before chief for felonies. And she knows as soon as she decides to look private with all of that like litigation experience, the amount of money that they will offer her is just beyond, insane, because she has gained a lot of experience. But she's weighing the pros and cons of it because they'll pay her more, but also the benefits are really good when you work for the government.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm currently waiting to see. I applied for some jobs with the federal government, and I'm kind of crossing my fingers. Like, pay's not amazing, but the benefits are, and I need that. So.
Yeah, which I just accepted a job.
What's your degree in?
My degree in?
Yeah.
I have my Juris Doctorate, which is like the degree that all the attorneys have to get. Before that, no, it was liberal arts with a minor in religious studies, because they told me, get whatever, as long as you do good at it, law school likes it. I told them, I was like, what about theater? And they're like, yeah, you could do theater. I was like, okay, but then they told me that I would have to wait 3 months to start the theater program. I was like, forget it. What's the other thing I can do? And they're like, liberal arts. I was like, what does that mean? And they're like, just general. I was like, okay, fine. Give me my degree in liberal arts. So that's what I had it originally in political science when I did my associates. And then I realized that I hated that shit. So
Yeah.
I stopped taking politics. I was like, no, I'm not interested in this.
I
Give me some.
I did like a minor in PPE, which is like an interdisciplinary minor at my school, mostly for a GPA boost. I'm not gonna lie. But it's like philosophy, politics, and econ. So it was kind of like I made it more econ than anything else because that's what I like. But
I also did something to boost my GPA as far as I did a certificate in distillation, wine, and brewing. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Boost
all
the
of my
GPA.
politics classes were like the easiest A's I think I've ever gotten. And they were all like essay based, which is just like a joke. Because if your grammar is fine, it's like.
Yeah, that's what the minor in religious studies, that's really what that was for. I mean, it happened because I had already taken like a yoga class and a like the Native American religion, and they were like,
I took a scuba class.
But for real, it applied. They were like, oh, the yoga class and the other one, all you have to do is take 2 more religious and you're done. And I'm like, yoga's religious? They were like, yeah, that's a religion class. I was like, okay, I guess. I mean, I'm thinking back to the class and I'm like, really all we did was goof off and like I don't remember actually studying a damn thing, but I was like, whatever you want to give me the credit for it, I'll take it.
I mean, I took a class this semester on US population health, and you'd think that that would be like really interesting and like, you know, mind-boggling.
No.
It was so easy. Like there was 4 exams in the class, and that was all grade. And the final was just made up of a bunch of questions that were on the midterms that he gave you the answer keys for after the exams.
What I'm hearing is a professor on tenure doesn't care.
He does research for UNC, like he does the ad health survey, which is like a cohort based population health survey. That's why he's on tenure. And he has a playground of 400 students, and that's what the class is.
So you're in UNC, that's what it was, or that's
Yeah, that's where I go.
And because I'm not that I have no idea, but that's UNC the Asheville?
Chapel Hill.
Chapel Hill, okay. Because there is one in Asheville, right?
There's 7 UNC schools, and then there's like Duke, which is private here.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay.
true, Duke. We don't like Duke.
Yeah, I was gonna go there, but I didn't get any money to go there, and I can't afford that.
It's so expensive for no reason.
I was like right on the threshold, and they were like, here is acceptance. Here is your financial aid package that has $1,000 in it.
Oh my
Well,
God.
that's what one of my stepdaughter's cousin, she's in June now, their mom is going to take her to go see UNC Asheville. And the package was like $5,000, but she's out of state tuition. So that made no difference.
Yeah.
She's still looking at like 50 something thousand.
I think that at least in North Carolina, if you're gonna go out of state, like NC State and UNC are the 2 like competitive universities. UNCG is getting better, which is Greensboro, but UNC, there's a lot of people here out of state. NC State, there's some, and then other schools, it's mostly in-state students.
Yeah, I don't know if that's why Asheville is so much more expensive for out-of-state tuition.
I think that UNC is $50K a year out of state, but out of state students can get financial aid here. But North Carolina has like laws where it's 80-20, so 80% of the cohort that's accepted has to come from like North Carolina.
Okay. Gotcha.
So more financial aid can be released like after people accept, basically.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, she's gonna be doing that whole move and getting her up there, because the plans for everyone. Anybody that I talk to here in Miami, I don't know if you've already experienced it in North Carolina, but it's happening. There's like a mass exodus of people from Miami to North Carolina, which sucks because what that means is that in 10 years, what sucked about Miami is going to suck in North Carolina.
Yeah, my area, Google's moving here. So rent has just like skyrocketed as if it wasn't already too expensive. Oh yeah, we have lots of Californians here who haven't changed their license plates.
$2,000 or $2 million for a house that is like sold for $90,000 in 2008.
Yeah. His parents, when they bought it, was
our
like,
rent is out of control. We rent and
his
it's
parents' house when they bought it was like 300,000 or 400,000, and their neighbors sold their house last year for like over $800,000. And their house is more renovated. Like this was like a 90-year-old man who lived there, and since it was built, hadn't done any renovations in the house. They just gutted the whole house when they got there. They were from California, and they were like $800,000. That's a steal. And they just gutted the entire house.
Exactly. That's the thing is it doesn't necessarily like it shouldn't be happening in places like North Carolina that's got like space. Because the thing is that here in Miami, like good luck finding a nice piece of land for your house.
Yeah.
And if you find a house with a nice piece of land, get ready to pay in the millions because land is nowhere to be found in Miami. But like in North Carolina, like these areas that there's still land left. It's the people coming from like the big cities that they think that these ridiculously inflated prices are good, and then it's pulling everybody up and making everything more expensive when it doesn't.
Chapel
doesn't
Hill
happen.
is unique because there's no land left in Chapel Hill city limits, because of like all the college students here, and then the townies who have been here for 40, 50 years and their family grew up here and stuff.
Also, the land is scarce there too.
There's no land in Chapel Hill, but then if you go out like 20 miles or into Chatham County, like then you have farmland, so you have plenty of space and room to grow. But people want to be like within city limits, so then our 1-bedroom apartment, this is the whole main room. This is it. And then we have a bedroom and a bathroom, and it's over $1,600 a month.
If you don't mind me asking, how many square feet is it?
500.
I like your eyes are like coming out of your head, and I'm over here like.
I know, right?
I mean, and then in Cary, which is where we're moving.
I was like, because so ours totals, I think it's like 1,400, and that's all utilities included except for our electric, and it's 1,400 a month, and we have 1,000 square foot.
That's so nice.
Too bad.
Where did you live?
I live in Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh man.
Our next apartment is almost 800 square feet, and it's like $1,800, but almost 800 square feet.
Yeah, it's better than 500.
About what things are costing here in Miami. The last place that we were in was 900 square feet, and that was $1,800. But now where we are right now, and I'm gonna say the price, but it's technically a steal for the area that I'm in. Mm-hmm. So we're it's a 3-bedroom like a house. So it's spacious. It's 1,700 square feet, I think, and we have like a little backyard. But like I said, a steal. We're paying $2,800 a month, and this is a steal.
That's why we didn't get a house.
This is like we had a choice because our stepdaughters were ripping each other apart sharing a room because one of them is like rainbows and glitter and pink and drama and diva, and the other one is like super into anime and dressing black and goth and attitude. So they were killing each other every night. We're like, okay, enough. They can't share.
Stop.
Breathe. And it was bad because I wanted to stay in the area that we're in, but people want to live out here really bad because there's still like homes that have yards, because mostly in Miami what it is it's townhomes where like your neighbor is right on the other side of you, and your like backyard is like 3 feet wide, and then your neighbor's on the other side. Everything is like that. And those places that have like basically here in Miami, the way that you figure out how much rent is probably going to cost is each room is going to be about $1,200. So you add that up. So like a house like this, the other ones that I saw rented by people was going for like 3,400, 3,500. That's why we jumped on it.
Yeah.
Even though we could have a mortgage for this, but so Yeah, so I was laughing. You're over there like, and I'm just unfazed. I'm like, sounds like it's horrible. It really is.
Oh, bye, Gwen. No, yeah, I am so used to everything being, which it's expensive to me, but it sounds like it's really cheap for you guys. But,
It is so cheap. It's, I think, so I'm in the tech center of Denver. So it's south of downtown. And the going rate is about 2,100 for a 700 bedroom or 700 square feet. And it's thanks to all the Texans that are moving here.
Sorry. You gotta legalize pot. I don't know what to say.
Well, and Californians too. We have a lot of California plates as well, but man, it's getting rough.
Our thing is New York down here.
Is that ours really? Californians too.
So
a lot of
many
Californians.
California, not as much, and I'm not sure why.
Once you're West Coast, you're West Coast.
I guess is that what it is? You just don't want to go all the way to the ends.
It's not necessarily West Coast, but I grew up in Phoenix and I'm stuck to the West Coast. I will never do East Coast.
I'm so indifferent. I think it's just because of that. I grew up like my family moved here and settled down because I'm Hispanic and I'm technically first generation born here. And when they came to Miami, it was like during the boom of like the Cubans coming to Miami, and they loved it. But then Miami started to change with an influx of like more of the like Cuban immigrants, but like the ones that actually grew up in the communist government down there. And so it just started changing and changing and changing. And so my parents, who had fallen in love with this place as I was a child, were already like, oh, this place is getting kind of sucky. People have attitude. People are rude. People are like, the driving was changing. Everything was different. And so like, I feel like I'm indifferent. Like I have no necessarily pride in where I grew up, because I grew up with that, like hearing like, oh, you know, eventually we're going to move up north and we're going to be there in the mountains and with all the nice people. Like that was whenever my family, every year they made it a point to like take a trip either to Tennessee or North Carolina. And it was like a whole deal. And my dad would be like, look at this. People just wave at you for no reason. Did you just drive by and they're this is so nice. This is like here in Miami, like you wave at somebody and they look at you like you're crazy. Like, why are you waving at me? I don't know you. Who are you waving at? Like, keep that to yourself. So I'm not a huge fan. So I'll move wherever. Although my brother went to school in Arizona for high school, and he was like a little shocked. He was like, besides the fact that for him, like, I felt bad. He came back and I'm like, guys, I'm so used to like in Miami, people would ask me, you know, where I'm from, and sometimes they would guess it right. And they're like, when I was living in Arizona, everyone just assumed I was Mexican. And I was like, oh, how was that? He goes, I don't get it. I don't look Mexican. Well, it was like a culture shock, I guess.
Which part too of where he went, I definitely believe it.
I don't
always say that like when it comes to like Southern hospitality, it's everyone except for Florida.
It is. No, Florida has no hospitality. And then it's like, it's weird because you have this city where like there's no hospitality, but there's the melting pot. That part's cool. And I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss being able to like walk a couple blocks and have different types of food. Oh, she's so cute. Having like the different types of food in different countries and it being like, oh my goodness.
Little Coco.
Big girl.
They're like, mom's talking too much. I'm gonna miss that, the like melting pot aspect of it, yeah. But it's weird because it's that there's no Southern hospitality here, and then you think, okay, well, you know, the city down there, like the peninsula, the tip of it, fine, move a little to Central Florida, and then Central Florida just gets weird. Like it just weird. The strangest crap happens there, and then you get to the Panhandle, and you think it's gonna get better, and then it's just retirement communities and grumpy old people. It's like Florida just sucks. And then also it sucks that it takes me 9.5 hours to get out of this state.
Oh my gosh.
That's Texas. It really is. Even when you're flying, it takes literally an hour and a half just to get out of freaking Texas.
They're so freaking big. These states are just traveling is sometimes a nightmare. And then like, everybody's like, oh well, Florida's got Disney World. Disney World is still 3.5 hours away from me. So it's like
So somebody thought it was playtime again.
Coco's eyes.
And like you say like about like Disney World and stuff, and it's fun, but it's not something that is like fun all the time. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that if I could go as frequently as I wanted to, I'd probably get bored of it very quickly. But since it's so far away, and now like Disney has made it very clear to Floridians that they don't want our business because they're making it harder. Yeah, they're making it harder to get like the Florida discounts and like the annual passes. They're blocking it for Florida residents, and
That's crazy because I always heard that like it used to be like the passes and stuff were like first come for Florida residents rather than people that did not live in Florida. Because I know like there's a lot of people here in Kentucky that I know of that go to Disney World on a regular basis.
My God.
I'm like, why are you doing that? Ridiculous.
That's a hard thing. I know it was, and like Florida residents got good discounts, but now like the last couple of years it's gotten harder. And it's not that it doesn't make sense because Florida like residents are not the greatest clients for Disney because we tend to not stay in their hotels.
I guess that does
yeah, so we don't stay in their hotels. We don't eat at their restaurants because we're just gonna go to the parks and then we'll go stay at that motel that we know is good because we've been staying there since we were kids and it's fine. And then we'll go eat breakfast at the Denny's because we don't care. We know. So we're not the greatest clients for Disney.
Yeah, well, my family's not the greatest clients for Disney either. We go down if like I guess so. The last time I went, I was probably 11. But we went down and we stayed in one of those hotels that's like, hey, we have a really good rating, but we're not Disney. And then the Denny's obviously for breakfast, and then you go to the park, and then you leave and you go back to your hotel that's not Disney again.
Yeah, that's Florida. That's the majority of Florida residents. People who don't live in Florida, they tend to stay in their hotels, spend the money because it's like the whole experience because we can only ever enjoy this once in a blue moon because we don't live here.
Yeah.
Florida, it's like
I've not ever really understood the whole stay at their hotels and stuff. It's not really that special. It's just themed.
When I was little, that's where my parents would stay. But then my mom's been working with Marriott for it's gonna be a little over 15 years now. So that's where we stay. We use Marriott.
Well, Marriotts are really nice.
I love them. I love them. I refuse to stay anywhere else now. And it's not even like the JW or anything. Like, no, like the Residence Inn is life. I love those hotels. They're so comfortable and their kitchens, everything is just perfect. But I would love to live somewhere rural. The rat race life is not for me.
Yeah.
And it's not for the dogs either. Because
yeah, it makes it so much better for the dogs when you're somewhere where they can run at least a little bit. Because like we live in an apartment right now and I feel like I'm taking away so much from my dogs at times, because on the weekends we get to go to my father-in-law's house and stuff, and they have a backyard there that's fenced in and they can run whenever they want. But here it's on my terms and not on their terms. So
right. Yeah, but it's you have to make do with like what you can. I mean, we only moved in here recently. Before that, we were in a smaller place, and they adjust. It's like if they don't know what it is, they don't know what they're missing. So
yeah, we like long leads too for that reason because we're in apartments. But yeah, it's nice to be able to go to a park and Iris, I don't trust off leash, so she gets put on a lead. So, but that kind of makes up for it. You just have to weigh out the pros and cons. But
yeah. And you probably, I mean, also like if you're in an apartment, you probably commit a lot more time to them.
Oh yeah.
Like, I have noticed since we moved here,
right?
Yeah, I have noticed since we moved to the house with the backyard that we're much more prone to, okay, go play. Close the door. And they're running around outside, and we're not necessarily like how we were before, where it was like, oh, we need to entertain them because they're bored because they have nothing to do. Here it's just kind of like,
oh
go.
my gosh.
Yeah, I have to work on them because they are not very well trained. And I definitely was one of those people who had the odd dachshund first, because my old Doxie didn't bark. He didn't jump up on people. He was calm. He listened. If you said no, he dropped it and didn't like everything that a dachshund is, this dog wasn't. So I was like, oh, dachshunds are a great breed. They're super smart and they listen and they're well behaved and blah, 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 blah. And then my husband was like, well, we get one, we have to get another one. I don't want them to be alone. I was like, we can handle 2 puppies.
Oh, it's definitely a shock.
It was hell. It was hell. And they're brothers. So like it's not that one we trained first and the other one. No, we got them both and we trained them both at the same time. And we were both like, we both work full-time jobs. We were never not working full-time jobs. So they're not as trained as they should be. And that's just because realistically, like I get home from work and like the trainer will be like, have you done your sessions today? And I'm like, yeah. No. No, I have to, but I haven't.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, I don't know about you guys, but it's 10 o'clock where I'm at.
And it's 4th playtime of the evening, so I think
and I'm gonna take a 3-hour nap because the coronation stuff starts at 2 a.m. So I gotta be up for that.
2 a.m. Oh my goodness.
Good luck.
Better than me.
Who is that,
Ain't no
Coco?
way.
Sorry, guys. One of y'all got me.
Coco, what
this
are you here?
Flop box a couple months ago, and she's obsessed with it.
Which one is it?
Iris, let me see. I don't even know which one it is. Hold on.
Is it that duck thing?
It's like a rubber chicken.
Oh my God.
But it's
oh my goodness.
for real fun. She loves it.
Alrighty. Well, this was fun.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us.
All right.
Nice talking with you guys.
Bye, guys.
I will send
And
out
happy
stuff for the
graduation.
next one.
Go.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.